Hi, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Rafa Godlove. I'm Cameroonian makeup artist and stylist. So I saw what they call haute couture mix. It's a French phrase to say that I sew luxury clothes for males and females. On today's episode, I want to share with you about some basic phone etiquette. Phone etiquette, yeah. So the first thing you need to know when you use a phone is that you need to always have an opener. I have people who pick up the phone and are like, where is that thing that I told you? Where? You should have to give an opener. And let me just give you a quick story about an opener. I went to this luxurious neighborhood and I live in the political capital city of the Republic of Cameroon. It's called Yaoundé. I went to Bastos. This is where you have all kinds of embassies and just rich snobbish people. I went to deliver clothes at the client's house and she came downstairs. She was answering a phone call. She was like, hello. Hello. I'm like, this is not a Cameroonian dialect. This is not French. This is not English. Because Cameroon is a bilingual country. We speak English and French. I'm like, what is she saying? She was actually saying hello, hello. Or she was saying it, she was doing what they call whatization. She was like adding her own kind of flair and style to it. She was like, hello, hello. I'm telling you the truth. I came back from Bastos and I started whatizing. I was like, hello, hello, hello. So you must always have an opener to you could say good morning or good afternoon or something, but just always have an opener. The next thing you need to know about phone etiquette is that you need to avoid loud phone calls. The people that have phone calls in the bus when they're traveling, they have loud phone calls everywhere in the marketplace. You hear their entire conversation. It's wrong and it's not even safe because the times now are evil. You could be having a conversation and somebody picks on it and people talking about money and people talking about their families, people talking about businesses. That's not conversations to have, especially in a loud environment. And just to let you know that your phone has a microphone on the bottom part, and so anything you say, you don't need to shout. If the network is breaking, then the problem is with the network. Even if you shout, they will still not hear, okay? But you can always talk within the confines, the four walls of the room that you're in, okay? If it's a large room, you can talk within the confines of the area that you find yourself. The next thing you need to know about phone etiquette is the fact that you don't have to do anything without prior permission. I'm talking about anything like giving out my phone number or engaging me in a video call or an audio call a video call, especially on WhatsApp and other social media apps. You don't have to do that without somebody's prior consent. So please stop giving out people's phone numbers without their prior consent and stop engaging people on video calls, because at the end of the day you might engage somebody in a video call when they don't have makeup on, when they're not in the mood, or when they are not dressed or they're bathing or something. So you need to be very, very careful with that. The last thing I want to say about phone etiquette is the fact that you need to introduce yourself. If somebody reaches out to you and says, you write them on WhatsApp or you call them on phone and they say, who is it? Introduce yourself. Okay, just say it's this person. You don't need to sweat it. I have people now who be telling me that, oh Rafa, and you don't want us to be friends anymore, and why don't you have my phone number, and blah 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 blah. I'm like, calm down, just introduce yourself, okay? Sometimes people's phones might be missing, sometimes people might lose your number, sometimes for me, I just delete deliberately. If I don't talk with someone for a very long period of time, I delete and I copy down your number in my notebook and I delete the number from my phone to create space. I do business. I have a TV program that's on air on 3 TV channels with my phone numbers. I do YouTube. I do a lot of stuff. So my phone contact list, I need to create space for the people that I interact with almost every day. And different people have different reasons why they don't have your phone number. So it might not necessarily be that they don't want to be friends with you. Introduce yourself. I've been scammed before, and what scammers do is that they will call you on phone. I don't know if they use witchcraft because their voices always sound like the voices of people that you know, and they now start be telling you that, oh, don't you know me anymore? Don't you recognize my voice? And things like that. And it might sound like the voice of somebody that you know, and at the end of the day, you become scammed. So you need to be very, very careful. If somebody says, who is it, please, just introduce yourself and move on. There's been times when I even called my own biological mother and she was like, who is it? I'm like, ma, don't you have my number? She says, I put my SIM card in a different phone and things like that. So people might have different reasons why they ask, who is it? And so my list might not be exhaustive, but I hope that it will help you to become a better person as you relate with people on phone. I'm called Rafa across all social media handles. If you want to reach out to me, me directly on WhatsApp or on phone call, you can reach out to me on 6710-35535. If you're out of Cameroon, you need to add a country code, which is +237, and then you continue my phone number 6710-35535. Until we meet again next time, it's bye bye from my end, and please behave yourself on phone.